This episode we are going over light package.
It is the final frontier. Quality is better than anything I've ever experienced.
Look at this, guys. Like, this is insane. What's up, guys? We're over here. We're going to talk about some lights for the Frontier. And
the final frontier.
Cool. The front.
This is the final frontier.
I don't know if I'm feeling the final frontier. I'm not a Star Trek guy.
Space. The final frontier.
It's too late.
Is it?
I talked to Nelson.
All right, well, I almost fell right now, but that's okay. So we're going to go over these freaking incredible lights that are just bright as...
I believe in Baja Design's lights. I think that they are superior to any other light manufacturer for off-road. I have my phone up for a reason, but I kind of placed an order for what I think James's truck needs. This is James's truck back in the day. So see this? This guy right here. See that thing? That right there is James's Frontier over here.
Okay.
So what we want to do is I want to keep some of the heritage of his Frontier. So it is the final Frontier. He hates that.
No.
It's so good though.
Not Star Trek, bro.
So anyways, we have the most premium optimal version of what his Frontier can be. The final Frontier.
Yes.
And the OG Frontier had what you would call like a windshield light rack. So I have one off of the Gold Explorer that you saw in the picture that's down here. So with Baja Designs, they make, like back in the day, like the most OG thing would be a red ring Hella. You'd have like a 7-inch, I think, Hella with this red ring, and if they had the red backing on the back, then you knew that was the HID, that was the shit. It had the remote ballast on it.
The ballast, yeah.
Yeah, and I have some over here for Beth.
Yeah.
That I've been collecting, but that's what was on this. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna keep the old heritage, OG light rack in the front, but we're gonna use modern technology with the best lights we can. So, with James's truck, I want to run a 5 light rack up top. I'm gonna make some aluminum shields that kind of just get the glare out of the way. Obviously, it's gonna be similar to this. I'm too afraid to lift this up and crack.
No worries. Yeah. But it's going to be something.
Yeah, and
like
that's a 5 light like that. We don't need to do a radius or anything, just a straight cut like that, hang it low.
Yeah.
And then we'll do like a little visor per light that has some deflection for the glare if there is glare. So yeah, that's one aspect. Then what we want to do is we want to run a light bar in the grill opening.
Kind of low key, right?
Yeah, so you can see the radiator's high up here. If you look at this plane, and then you look at this plane, it's kind of enough of a step here where you can get a light in here and you're not going to intrude on the airflow. So we'll run a 30-inch right here. We'll run rock lights or service lights, which are small, almost like a dome light, which can be mounted in the front chassis. So we'll have one in the engine bay, or we'll have one that addresses all the suspension and all of the hardware and mechanicals. So when you turn them on at night, if you need to check something, service something, work on something, you can have all, your light will shine down here. It'll shine in the engine if you have to check the engine. We'll have ones for dome lights in here. And then we'll have some for, checking the fuel back here, and all the suspension. So pretty much what you'd have is you flip these things on at night and it's, I guess you could show it and it'd be like Cool Guy with neon lights or underglow. But it's really for service.
I want that Tokyo Drift vibes, dude. The Fast and Furious vibes. I want that.
Yeah.
That's what I need.
So, but functionality wise, it's just full.
Yeah, functionality, guys. Functionality, yes, that's why.
If something's making noise or you have a problem and it's dark, you want to be able to see what's going on. Or if you need to service something, you just need that light.
Hell yeah.
Or if you get really stuck, you probably want to just have them on to look like a UFO in the desert.
No, for sure, man. I think that's great. So, and that's awesome, man. I'm really pumped about that. Just working with Baja Designs on the truck is really awesome. And thanks everybody out there.
Thank you, Brennan.
yeah, guys, I've always said it for years. Like, no matter what, I wanted to run Baja Designs on my truck, and just that they even are interested in working with us on this truck is super humbling, and I'm super grateful for that. So thank you guys very much, and hopefully, when the episode comes out where we go over the lights and everything's plugged in and ready to go, you guys can see how, what we're talking about.
Yes on that, but before that episode comes out, we'll at least be able to have everything mounted on the truck and tabbed and bolted in. So,
heck yeah.
A big monumental thing will be before this goes to get wired and plumbed, we'll have everything bolted to it. All the doors, all the seats, all the harnesses, we'll just do a full dress rehearsal without paint or final assembly or wiring or plumbing. We'll have every single component in the truck, and we'll be able to look at it and roll it outside and really feel what it's going to be like, and that will correspond with having all the lights on. Because when it goes to get wired, it needs to have, it's going to get a custom harness. It needs to have all the lights in it. So I'm really excited to see the light rack more than anything.
Heck yeah.
And it seems like it'll be so cool because it's from the past.
Yeah, it's like that old school vibe, like the old school, again, like the Riviera trophy truck, super inspiration for this thing.
Sure.
I love that look with like the big light racks on top, just like Robbie Gordon and all the heroes when I was a kid.
Yes. So. Okay, so 5 of these guys are for the light rack. This is the LP9. These are big, nasty, big, bright, round lights. And they're gorgeous, and they're nice pieces.
Looks like a freaking hornet's nest or something.
And what's sick is, so there's LEDs here, and you can see there's these side LEDs too. So you can even program to have like just these on,
Sick.
If you had like your light rack and you just wanted to have the sides on just for a presence.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, so these will all be mounted in the rack, so that's one thing. There's 5 of those. These are your...
Man, has technology changed? Look at this, guys. Like, this is insane. When I used to have my Hellas before, it would come in like this big old box, And I remember at Car Tech, they would stack them up,
Okay. This is a Rally 4000 HID.
That was the light, dude. Yeah. This light was the shit.
Which then. I still like.
It's still a good light,
I'm gonna
dude.
run these guys.
Hell yeah.
I'm older and I have a weird attachment to like the OG days of off-road, so.
It has like a vintagey hot rod kind of vibe to it.
Well, it's just, that's what I grew up like seeing on all the trophy trucks and like the Land Shark, and
yeah,
everybody had these red ring things, and it was like to have them, and like the ballast, you'd have like a separate little tab for your ballast, and I've been collecting these slowly, and I have a couple boxes of them, so I'm gonna re-emerge with some of these, but you can see it's a very comparable size.
Yeah,
it's very similar.
That's wild.
Yep.
And then you can even look at it from the side. Look at that.
Yeah, so I think these are, this one's almost a greater diameter.
Yeah.
It's just it's a way more primitive light. It draws way more power. This is like a true LED. And then rock lights. So you can see there's a lot here. See, each one comes with a mount. But this little thing puts off, this is the actual machine piece. It's like a, it's a little billet piece. It's cold. It's aluminum. But these guys are super bright.
That's insane, dude.
And I packaged it enough for every area of the vehicle that we need.
Okay. And this is it right here?
That's it. That's your big bright light.
Dude. Oh. You guys, this is crazy.
So it's
smaller than my thumb, dude.
Yeah, and they're light, and they have a provision in here for mounting them. So it's easy. It's just a tab, 3 bolts, nut or a nutsert on the backside, depending on if you can get to it or not.
And that is such like an incredibly tough looking housing.
Yeah, it's
all machined, everything. Yeah.
Strong guy.
Hell yeah.
Okay. This feels light, so this is probably the rear facing LED bar. I put these on a lot of trucks. You don't notice what's going on in here, but it's extremely bright. There's different options here. So there'll be a backup light option. There'll be turn signal options just on how you wire it and how you program it. And then there's a full-time amber, and then there's brake light. So you don't see it in here, but when it's on, they're bright to the point where if you look at it for a couple seconds, then you're gonna blink the tail light for a minute.
Look at this thing. It looks like a freaking computer in here, dude.
front bar. I'm gonna put this guy somewhere safe.
So, I mean, one thing I'm noticing with these lights is like these housings are just incredibly strong.
Yeah, super rigid.
Yeah.
Really cool design. I like how they have like venting through there. That's like through holes, you know? So it's just like a shaved weight, and they got a cool design.
Yeah.
And it doesn't cake in there because it can just go through. So
yeah.
This almost looks like a heat sink, and maybe that's what this is. So it disperses heat and it doesn't overheat, you know, just like an RC car speed controller would have.
Right. That's
you
crazy.
know, like a little old school, like a Duster or something from when I was younger.
And then I'm sure these, this also causes is a result of strengthening the housing itself, right?
100%, yeah. It's like a rib, you know?
Yeah.
So this is your front bar.
Wow, man.
We can even put it on the truck.
Yeah, that would be cool.
This is a 30-inch. Like, I was on the phone with Brennan.
Dude, this is insane. Like, just this light itself, you guys, is like, you're good. You're fine. Like, you don't need anything else. But look at this thing. Oh my god.
So it's an Onyx bar, 30-inch. I mean, you can just... I used to... So
what's the name of this light?
It's an Onyx.
Nice.
You know, years ago, I used to specialize in... You know, there was a big trend on putting light bars on your roof of your truck.
Yeah.
So I used to do every weekend. I would just hustle on Saturdays or Sundays, and I would just... People would pull in my driveway, and I'd build brackets, and I'd, you know, mount bars. And
I remember that.
Yeah, it was always a treat to mount these. They have a bracket system on the side. Whoa. That has like an adjustability. A lot of these bars, they just have one threaded hole here. You know, and your bracket, if you don't have, especially if you have a radius bar, this isn't, but a lot of times if you just have your bracket like offset, it'll make this thing dip, or this thing will just generally come loose, you know, or it'll pull the threads out because it's just one hole. So this picks up on two spots, and then it also has adjustment, like a slotted hole back here, so you can actually adjust it, tighten it, and it holds its place.
Nice.
So just their mounting system, having 2 instead of 4 mounting locations is way better than anything else. And you can just, anytime I've handled one of these, like the quality is better than anything I've ever experienced. Dude. As far as lights go.
Right.
So this guy will go here.
Is this just the main guy right here, and are we gonna...
I don't think it'll get any trim. I don't think it needs it. I mean, if anything, I don't know how our cooling's gonna go because that thing's kicked over so much. I don't know if it's gonna start running hot or not. I thought about paneling, you know, the horizontal surface here.
Like air induction?
Yeah, but
like
it might be better to have it go up through the bottom too, because there's not really a skid plate here. The skid plate's back there.
Right.
So I think all the air possible will be dialed.
I mean, and then this is so low profile. You're not even interfering with that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So I think you just have this thing setting like that.
Perfect.
You know, and just lives there, and you don't have to do a huge treatment up here.
Okay.
I did kind of brainstorm on my own a couple days ago about getting more ducting in here, and if we really needed it, we could open up a hole here and have positive airflow with like a aluminum duct going in.
Okay.
But I think that's something we circle back on once the truck has already gone through and
once we see
and running. Yeah.
Well, I mean, for the most part, the light doesn't even affect that.
No.
Because it's just right here.
Nope. It's something. They might even be right here.
Down low like that.
Yeah, something low. Because you have a safe zone right here where the trim is for the windshield and where that tint is naturally.
Yeah.
So even if you kept it there,
yep,
you'd be in a good spot where it's still low, and then you're almost splitting the light, half of it with the roof line. So your profile is not too great, you know.
Oh, that looks cool. That's about where it would be, huh?
Yeah.
Right on, man. Hey guys, so I hope you guys like this episode on us going over the lights and where we are going to be placing them on the truck. On the next episode, you guys should look for the lights actually mounted on there. We may not actually have the electrical hooked up yet. That's probably going to be third episode, but for the most part, you guys will see how they're going to be mounted and how Morgan's going to mount them. If you guys have any questions for Morgan on how to begin to, you know, position the lights, where and how they should be mounted, feel free to drop them a line in the comments, or you guys can always DM him. Thank you guys so much. Like, subscribe, all that good stuff. If you guys want to check out any of the products that we mentioned, we'll actually leave a link right here for Baja Designs, and we'll put it a link in the description. Later, dudes. That was a weird intro.
No,
what's up, guys?
No,
No, that's terrible.
See,
That's terrible.
You had this weird. You went through some trauma right now, man.
Hey guys.
You're just all blown out.
We'll try that again.
Get your up going.